Okay, so we continue with laws of Yom Tov, and we start a new chapter today, 11, cooking, Bishul. And it says, so I think cooking is one of the most known Melachah, I think. One of the 29 categories of Melachah, Bishul, right? Bishul, meaning cooking. Bishul is literally defined as cooking, but actually this category includes the preparation of food in any manner through the application of heat. For example, baking and frying. So usually when people say cook, it means something with the water, right? So if you do like, nobody say I am going to cook bread. You bake bread, right? Because it's a different the different method of preparation. But halachically is cooking. Meaning the bishul, the Melachah of Bishul is using heat to improve the food. Okay, so it could be any kind of preparation of the food, right? As he said, cooking meaning with water, baking meaning without liquids, and frying. Frying is semi cooking, right? So we would say it depends how much oil there is, or liquid in what they fry. So if it's a lot, meaning that covered like deep fried, so it's for sure it's cooking. If it's only a little, they just spray in for the food not to get stuck to the frying pan, so it is baking. Right, the same you do with if you put the bread, you put some oil on top, or right on the bottom, not on top, on the bottom, right? So same. Okay, so it's baking. Or if you have more oil that is need to that they need to fry, right? So that's a questionable thing. Is it baking? Is it cooking? That's not such an easy thing. So is it bread or not bread? Basically, that's our question. Okay, continue. Some cooking, baking, and the like are prerequisite for the preparation of food. They are permitted on Yom Tov under rule of Hel Nefesh. Right. So as we said before, cooking and baking, whatever we need to prepare food, there is no problem whatsoever. Of course, on Shabbos it is forbidden, but on Yom Tov there is no problem. No problem. It is permitted to cook on Yom Tov only for the needs of that day. So again and again and again he repeats, and it's very, very important. So only on that day. So you're not allowed to prepare for the next day, and you're not allowed to prepare for the day after the Yom Tov, whatever is it. Or it could be Shabbos, or it could be weekday. Doesn't matter, right? So we have to remember that. Of course, we said that if you do without counting, and it's same in a same event, you don't have to do like individual pieces, stuff like that. So we said you can cook more. You're not obligated to count, right? But you cannot have intention to cook for the next day. Similarly, it is forbidden to cook on the first day of Yom Tov for the use of the second day, because the second day is not sanctified on the biblical level, as explained in chapter 4. See how chapter 35 regarding Erev Tavshelim. 35, we're going to get there. So just to remind us, so today we know exactly when, after the calendar was established, so we know exactly when it's 15th of Nisan. We know exactly when it's 15th of Tishrei, or 1st of Tishrei on Rosh Hashanah. Like, we know exactly, right? So meaning the second day is biblically, not biblically, rabbinically mandated. Of course, we keep it. There is no problem. It's exactly the same restriction as the first day, but we know, we know the difference. First day on biblical level, second day is rabbinical. So for sure you cannot cook for one day to another. And Erev Tavshelin, it's going to take us some time until we get to chapter 35, but we discussed it before a little. So meaning that when the holidays Thursday and Friday, and it happened several years, several years in a row, like all of the holidays were Thursday, Friday, and then Shabbos. So of course, I mean, how are you going to cook on Shabbos? So we did Erev Tavshilin, and we explained. So you prepare, we start cooking before the holiday. So on Wednesday, so right, let's say on Wednesday, and then you say there is special procedure, and you say I'm going to continue cooking. So I'm not starting. There is nothing new. I'm going to continue cooking for holiday. Okay. So part number one, cooking that could have been done before Yom Tov. And another big rule we said in all of this, like even though the things are permitted to do, but if it's if you could have done before Yom Tov, you would be allowed to do it only with deviation, with the shinui, right? Some kind of punishment. Okay. Since the food generally tastes better when it's freshly cooked, it is permitted to cook it on Yom Tov, even things that could have been cooked beforehand. Okay, so if it's tastes better, so meaning it's in honor of the Yom Tov, there is no problem whatsoever. Just do it. Okay, on Yom Tov. This is true even if one is able to prevent the food cook before Yom Tov from spoiling. For example, by refrigerating it. So in olden days there was no refrigerators. In some countries there were ice box. I don't know if you heard about ice box. Ice box is something like during the winter they would preserve some pieces of ice, right? So underground and stuff like that, and they would use it like the whole summer in ice box. It's very interesting, right? But it's only in some countries, like when you have ice. Okay, so all right, so but even today you can refrigerate it. So and that's actually what we do today. But if of course many dishes like freshly cooked they taste better. But okay, no problem. Even one normally cooks in advance and refrigerates or freezes his food, he's permitted to cook fresh on Yom Tov. So even though on all other occasions, for example, they both working full schedule, so the wife would cook for the whole week, or whatever, like a few dishes, and she would put the refrigerator. Okay, I mean there is no problem. Some people I know, the men is the Eastern mentality. So he said, "You going to eat from leftover?" And I heard it when I would say it from several people, leftover. Men should not eat leftover. It's like you normal, right? So yeah, she said that's why you get married. So she would cook every time fresh. Some mentalities. I think it's from Arabs. It's from not from from Asian countries, when there is Asia Minor, right? Or many Muslims, so they got it from there. But for all other people, so we can cook for a few days. Nobody in my family, nobody cooks for one day. Nobody. It's too much burden. So she would cook soup, for example. So we eat 3, 4, 5 days. Doesn't matter. I'm fine. Okay. Right. So even though you would do this during the week, but on Yom Tov you want fresh. So it is respect of Yom Tov. Enjoy it. Okay, no problem. It's not forbidden. Exclusion. There are, however, certain foods that would taste is not affected by being left overnight. That are just tasty on Yom Tov, and sometimes even tastier when they are prepared before the Yom Tov. Right. So as we said, not worse, but even better. So what is it? As we learn in chapter 2, Melachah that can be done before the Yom Tov and achieve the same result as one done on Yom Tov should be done before the Yom Tov. Again, so our sages try to protect us against us, right? So if there is not a big difference in what is it in taste of the food. So I mean, try to do it before Yom Tov. So for example, with the same food, the same soup that was cooked on Friday. So we eat Friday night, and then so I mean, we leave part of it, and then we put in a slow cooker like overnight for Shabbos day. It's like two different dishes, like not even close. So I mean, the one on like that was continue cooking, staying where it was on Shabbos day, much better than the soup. I mean, totally different. So, and if it would stay in the refrigerator and you warm up, I think it's also fine. Okay. So continue. Okay. So so if you could do it with the same result, you should do it before Yom Tov. Therefore, it is forbidden to cook such food on Yom Tov. Example of this cooked fruit and jello. I'm not sure. Okay, so I mean jello is jello. I mean once you cook, you can stay in the refrigerator. I don't know how long, but there is no problem. Okay. In the event that one did not cook the food prior to Yom Tov, he may cook it on Yom Tov by employing shinui, an unusual method. As we said, this is some kind of punishment. For example, one should first put the pot on fire and then add ingredients to it. So for sure, nobody does it like this, right? So first you prepare your soup, you put pour water or whatever you do, ingredients, and only then you put it on fire, right? So nobody puts on fire like empty pot. Or vice versa, depending on which it is customary way of cooking the food. Okay. However, one was for some reason unable to cook it before the Yom Tov. For example, he did not obtain until Yom Tov, whatever food. One is permitted to cook it on Yom Tov, even if in ordinary manner. See chapter 2. So basically, there are some exceptions. For example, somebody was sick, somebody was busy doing a mitzvah, like for the needs of the community. That's for sure is a good excuse. So we would not punish that person, and he would be or she would be able to cook it normal way. Okay.